The Game Changers International Championship is back for a third time. 10 teams from 5 regions will head to Berlin, Germany to battle out to see who is the best Game Changers team in the world. So let's do a rundown of all the teams and rank them from worst to best. The second seed from Pacific, with a mix of Korean and Japanese players. Within the Japanese region, they looked pretty dominant. Within the Pacific region, however, less so. Suzu, Yor and Moko are players to look out for, led by Yor as the IGL. Can they do better than the Japanese region in 2022, where they came dead last with Suzu on the lineup? We'll have to find out. Last year, we had the Chinese team EDG qualify via the East Asia qualifier. This year, China has its own slot. ALG has 1 Chinese player, 2 Taiwanese players, and 2 Thai players. Those will remember Yusin from last year as she played on EDG. And those who watched the 2020 International will remember Ginny and Muffin, as they both played on the all-Thai team X10 Sapphire. Led by the veteran Ginny, can the Chinese region do the same as their main circuit counterparts and bring home the biggest trophy for the region? Well, it's not impossible, but it's going to be very hard. Considering last year, EDG came dead last, so the region would need an incredible improvement to have a chance of winning. Crew has once again qualified for the Game Changers International through the LATAM America region for the 3rd time in a row, with a 3-0 win against Arcade Esports Black. They've lost Kalita and Shies for Bayazik and Dodds. This team has struggled at the international stage, with a 7th to 8th finish in 2022 and a 5th to 6th finish in 2023. Can they improve with a 4th place finish or higher? Well, they have tough competition. Falcons are the lowest seed from the EMEA region, but not by much. Again, like Giants, they were battling it out for 2nd place in the region, up until the playoffs of the last stage, not to be underestimated. They have the previous international champion and star player Mary, who's returned to competing as has finished education. They also have Ava, who competed on BBL last year at the international stage, and was the standout player on that team behind Vanya. Mad V has looked very strong in the flex role as well, and Toki and Sandra are also pretty consistent. This team has a lot of firepower, but does have inconsistent results. Can they win? We'll have to find out. Giantex are one of those teams who've been battling out for 2nd place in EMEA. Originally a mix called Scooby-Doo Mix, they were picked up by Guild in February. Sarah, who was released from G2, has got some international experience under her belt, and so do Smurfette and Ness, who play for Guild in 2022. Mayori played for Na'Vi last year, and Jolina was the star controller on Ascend. Giantex could do some damage, as the fact that 3 out of 5 of them have international experience should play a role. You should remember 4 out of 5 players of this team, as they are part of Team SMG. Kohaibi, their IGL, is out of the roster in place of Tara. This team, coming from the APAC region, has a lot of firepower. They did the same as last year and didn't lose a single game within their region, spearheaded by the star Eneri. I doubt they will accidentally pull out the 4 duelist comp again, but certainly being put in people's minds last year, but can they do better? It's possible, but stronger competition this year will make it hard, especially if they rely on the heavy dueling playstyle. FlyQuest are the number 2 seed from the Americas. Throughout all the stages of North America, they placed 2nd in every single one, behind Shopify. For the first 2 stages, FlyQuest will play with Lace, but due to injury and leaving to go to college, Lace was subbed out, in place of Ev, taking the role as the flex player. For those who remember, IGL Thea and Sentinel Starbound played for the EG roster last year and competed at the international stage. after beating Shopify in Stage 3. But during this event, they came joint last. Sonder is another player who has competed at an international level in 2022, playing on the old Shopify roster that made it all the way to the final, as their star duelist. Sonder has changed roles and become more of a flex, for the donut to take up the duelist mantle. This year, North America has lost a lot of funding due to orgs leaving Game Changers, but the region still has a lot of unsigned talent. So, FlyQuest still have to beat some good teams to make it here. The usual Brazilian suspects are not here at this year's International. Team Liquid lost the Brazil Stage 3 final to Made in Brazil, which meant MIBR took their spot as this year's Brazil representative. Led by Sayori and propelled by the star SRN, MIBR are not a team to be underestimated. Brazil as a region came second last year, but can they do one better and win it all? G2 Gozen have looked ridiculously dominant within EMEA this year, only dropping 2 series throughout Stage 1 to 3 and winning every single stage. A newly revamped roster from last year, losing Sarah, Glance and Roxy, for some superstar talent in Vanya, Amy and Rescue, is easy to see why they are so dominant. Propelled by the Turkish duo Vanya and Rescue, who had the first and second highest rated stats throughout Stage 3. For Vanya, this is her second time doing so, as last year during Stage 3 she was also the highest rated player. For G2, they probably have the best player for the region in each role. So this is really the super team of EMEA. Can Mimi and Petra be the first players to win 2 Game Changers international trophies? Well, we'll have to find out. The returning champs and the number 1 rated team, not just in the Americas, but the whole world. Shopify Rebellion have a star-studded roster with the greatest Game Changers IGL Mel, the greatest support Alexis, and arguably the best Sentinel and Flex, Sarah and Neuer. Not just this, but they have the best Game Changers player in the world, Fluorescent. The team is truly a force within the scene. They did, however, have a bit of a hiccup when qualifying for Stage 3. But unlike last year, they managed to win the whole thing still. As well as this, they won every other stage of the North America's Game Changers this year. Can they be the first team to win back-to-back? Thank you for watching my video all the way through. The tournament starts on the 8th of November, so sit back and enjoy some Valorant. If you've enjoyed my video, why not subscribe and check out some of my other videos.